What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Packer Perspective. Packers versus Steelers, Protege versus Mentor, Sunday Night Football. Does it get any better than that? Green Bay's coming off a nice win over Arizona last Sunday. It was a close one, but the Packers pulled through. But now we head on to Pittsburgh to face the former face of the franchise, Aaron Rodgers. It's Jordan Love versus Mentor, the old versus new. But before we dive into that, guys, I'd appreciate a like. And if you're a fellow Packer fan, consider subscribing to the channel as well. I'm going to be here all season long breaking down everything Green Bay. So let's get into it. All right, guys, let's start with this Packers offense. This Green Bay's passing attack continues to be one of the best in football. They ranked 8th in pass DVOA and 2nd in EPA per dropback, and it's led by a quarterback who's been absolutely lights out this year. So specifically when Jordan Love is protected and is not under pressure, he ranks number 1 in football with a clean pocket. When he's not pressured, he's completing 80% of his passes, averaging 9.6 yards per attempt, and has 10 touchdowns to just 1 interception. That's about as good as it gets. Now, the Steelers' defense, they're still blitzing like a typical Mike Tomlin team, 4th highest blitz rate in the league, but the actual pressure just hasn't been there. They're actually sitting 17th in pressure rate. So if Love continues to get time, Pittsburgh should be in some trouble here. Now, here's the thing, guys. The Steelers play man coverage almost half the time. That's 6th highest rate in the league, and they love single high looks. And those are exactly the coverages that Jordan Love has torn apart all season long. Against man coverage, Love ranks 4th in EPA per dropback, 2nd in success rate, 8 touchdowns to just 2 interceptions, averaging 8.6 yards per attempt. Now, against cover 1 specifically, he ranks 2nd in EPA per dropback, averaging 9.1 yards per attempt. Now, against single high looks specifically, he's the best in football. Ranks 1st in EPA per dropback, averaging 9.6 yards per attempt, which is 6 touchdowns to just 1 interception. So, stylistically, this is a really favorable matchup for Jordan Love. Now, looking at Josh Jacobs, he's been on an absolute tear the last few weeks. He has 6 rushing touchdowns in his last 3 games. And now he gets a Steelers run defense that's allowing the 4th highest yards before contact in the entire NFL. So now let's take a peek at the receivers for Green Bay. With Wicks likely out, Watson likely to come back, but more than likely will be limited in this spot. And Golden popped up on the injury report on Friday with a hip injury. I expect another big night for Tucker Kraft and Romeo Doubs. Kraft specifically has quietly been the guy against man coverage, averaging 2.7 yards per route run versus man compared to just 1.4 versus zone. So if the Steelers stick with their heavy man tendencies, Kraft has an opportunity for another big game. Now let's flip to the other side of the ball and let's take a peek at Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers offense. Statistically, Pittsburgh's offense has been solid. They rank 17th in pass DVOA, but 4th in rush DVOA, and Rodgers himself has had his moments, but he's going up against a Green Bay defense that's really starting to come together. The Packers ranked 5th in pass DVOA, 10th in rush DVOA, and they are allowing the lowest explosive play rate in the entire league. They play zone at a top 10 rate, mainly cover 2 and cover 3, and that's big because Rodgers has just been average at best versus those looks. Middle of the pack in EPA per dropback, which is 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Now, where Green Bay really has shined this year is stopping the run early. They've allowed the fewest yards before contact in the NFL and the 3rd lowest explosive run rate. The D-line has been dominant, and when they get you behind schedule, that's when their pass rush starts to heat up. Last week, Micah had his best game of the season, 10 pressures, 3 sacks, and that's the formula again this week. Because when Rodgers is pressured, it has not been pretty. He ranks 26th in EPA per dropback, when pressured, 29th in completion percentage, completing just 41% of his passes, and he's got the 3rd highest turnover-worthy throw rate. If this Packers front can make him uncomfortable, that could be the difference between Rodgers looking vintage or looking frustrated. So what does this all mean? You've got Jordan Love, the protege, playing his best football of the year against the exact type of coverage he thrives on. You've got Jordan Love facing a defense that can't stop the run before contact, and you've got a Packers defense that's elite at taking away explosives. There's emotion here. Sure, I'm going to feel it. You're going to feel it. But between the lines, Green Bay should match up really well against this Pittsburgh Steelers team. Can Love outduel his mentor under the lights? And does the torch officially get passed this Sunday night? I'm excited to find out. So go ahead, hit that like button, drop your thoughts in the comment, and make sure to subscribe to Packer Perspective for more of your Packers content. I'm going to be here all season long. Appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Go Pack, go.